Hello everyone, welcome back. It is a beautiful early April day in western New York, as you can tell from the ice rain hitting the umbrella. But I thought I'd do a video on the SwitchBot combination temperature hygrometer Wi-Fi enabled system that I purchased last April. It's a great way to monitor the temperature in your orchard, and this is the time of year where that becomes really critical, although it's interesting all year round, of course, to monitor your temperatures. This is one of the sensors, so it comes with a hub, like most of those things do, and then this kit I got came with 3 sensors. You can pick how many you want. I started with 3, and I've added over the years. I feel like I think I have like 8 of them now that I've used, because I have them all over the place. I really like it. They're indoor-outdoor, so obviously you can put them indoor if you can put them outdoor. But I've had them outside for over a year. I've never changed the battery. They've been in all kinds of weather. It's been really, really cold, really, really hot. They don't seem bothered. The key is you want to put them about 6 feet high, so you get a good, accurate reading. Put them too close to the ground, it can throw off the temperature reading by a good few degrees. It's actually kind of amazing what a difference that can make. So this is what the alerts look like on your phone. So what'll happen is you set certain presets. So you can set it for temperature, humidity, dew point, vapor pressure. All of those are separate. And you put a high and a low. So I set this to go off when it climbed above a certain amount, just for this video to go off. But typically what I really care about more is the low temperatures this time of year. So I'll set the outdoor ones to alert me when it drops below 30 degrees, and it'll send an alert to your phone. And if it's the middle of the night, if you want, it can wake you up and you can run out and try to do something if you're inclined to do so. This is the hub that comes with the system. Just looks like your typical USB hub that most of these devices have, so nothing too crazy. You can hang it on the wall or set it on the counter. This is what the app looks like. So when you open it up, you'll see your current temperature and humidity at all of your sensors. And each of your sensors independently records data and stores it. So what's really cool is I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to click on the South Orchard multi-graphed apple one that's on the right-hand side. But each sensor will do exactly what I'm going to show you inside this one. So when you click on one and open it, the same thing will apply to all the other ones as well that you have. So when you click on one, it'll open a more detailed view. It'll show you the current temperature and humidity. It'll also show you the dew point and all that stuff. And it'll also display a graph, a 24-hour window usually, of that particular sensor's data. On the left, it'll show you the average, the max, and the minimum temperature that it recorded in that 24-hour window. You can also change the 24-hour window by just moving it left and right. So you can pick hour, day, week, or month. So if you pick month, it'll be a lot more, you'll see a lot more data, but it'll be a lot less granular. So you can always zoom in or zoom out that way, which is really cool. If you want yearly data, which is a really cool thing, when you click on those bars, it opens this annual distribution page. And so what's cool about this is this shows a summary for the month. So if I click on January, month 1, you can see it was really cold, negative 17.3 this registered, and the high of 40. So then I go to February, same thing, shows you the average, the minimum, and the maximum. And then March. And if you want more detail, you can just click where it says average, min, max. I'm going to show you that in a minute, and it will open a new window that shows the graph for that entire month. So let's go back to 2024, because this is the cool thing. Now, I got this in April of 2024, so the data is, only goes back that far for now. But of course, you have this for a few years. You'll have years of data. So I look at April 2024. There's our average, minimum, maximum. Kind of crazy. This April's been so much colder. But that's what's cool about this, is you can see, like, was it colder? Was it not? Here's last May. As you can see that. And so, pretty cool. So you can also see the humidity. It does record that. I don't really care so much about the humidity, but it is kind of interesting to know, because it runs the gamut every day around here. It'll go from 100%, to 60, 50%, just depending. So if I click, like, for example, last May, here's last May's temperatures. Let's say I want a more detailed view of what May looked like. So I'm going to click on that bar up there, and that's going to open May of 2024's graph, so you can see the entire month. What's cool about this is you can see which days were warm, which days were cold. You can zoom in, see as you move it around, it'll tell you the date on the bottom and the top. As you can see, it was like 30 degrees, 33 degrees on Memorial Day weekend. We got really close to a frost, but it didn't happen, so that's good. But it's really cool because it keeps your data for you, so that you don't have to remember or write it down or whatever. You can also export your data to Excel in the main page. So when you click on one of your, I didn't film it for this because it's just a ton of numbers on a spreadsheet, but you can imagine. Yeah, so overall the SwitchBot has been a fun addition to the garden and the orchard. Yeah, if you're a data geek like me, it's just curiosity-wise, it's neat to see, like, okay, at the end of the year, what was the high and low temperature for the entire year? And again, each of the sensors is totally independent, so you'll get all that data for each of the sensors. So it's going to be a little different for each one. So these alerts that you get that I showed earlier, here's another photo of it. You set a high and a low, as I mentioned, but it's also independent. So these are two different sensors with two different alert conditions. I just set it to go off because I knew I put the heat on in the library where I'm recording, and I knew it was like 62 degrees, so I set it to go off when it hit 64, so because I just knew it would go off, and that way I'd have something to film for this video. But you can have a high and a low for each of the different ones, and they can all be different. So like the sunflower pawpaw, let's say, the temperature is above 38.5. The library when it's above 64, and as you can see, two independent alerts come, that's really cool because you can also do the same thing for dew point if you wanted to, humidity, pressure deficit. It'll let you set all those alarms independently for each of the sensors. So, I mean, you could literally have your phone going crazy, buzzing and, chirping or whatever you have your phone set to do, depending on how many alerts you set. So you can have them off if you don't want alerts at all. You can have some sensors give you alerts and some not. That's the way I do it. So it's up to you. It's totally customizable, which is really cool. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you're into orchard growing, you're probably this time of year thinking about those critical bud temperatures. So if you're interested in that, I did make a video last season. I'll put a link in the description box that shows what those critical bud stages look like on the actual fruit trees for apples and some other fruits, and then talking a little bit about the effect of different temperatures using that Michigan State chart that most people have seen for pears and apples and peaches and stone fruits. But it's, it's an important thing. This is the time of year, like April and May, when everything's blossoming, and so that's where it matters the most. But it's always kind of cool to see, like especially in the winter. So our lowest temperature here, one of the sensors picked up negative 21.3 one morning in January. So that's the coldest it's been here in a while. So it's sort of fun just to see like what was your high and low and what did the months look like. So anyway, as gardeners, that's something we always think about. We're in tune with weather and, temperature and so forth. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them in the comments section below.